Today I'm going to show 2016 family drama and coming-of-age film called Captain Fantastic. Spoilers ahead, watch out and take care. Ben Cash, along with his children, Bo Davin, Bo for short, Vesper, Keela, Relian, Zarja and Mai, live in the woods where Ben teaches them to be athletic, think critically, and live off the land. Their daily routine includes self-defense training, exercising, hunting, reading college-level texts, singing, dancing and discussing various high-level topics, such as philosophy and politics. The children range in age, from an older teen to a toddler, and a homeschool being brought up in isolation. The children are incredibly well-versed in subjects that even adults have difficulty understanding. During nights, the family gathers around a campfire and then quizzes the group on their readings and their understanding of the deeper concepts in the stories. The next day, Ben heads over to a town to call his sister Harper, to check up on his wife Leslie, who has been in the hospital for a few months. A sobbing Harper answers and tells Ben that Leslie had killed herself. Ben calls Frank, Leslie's father, and informed him of Leslie's last will and testament. He also informed Frank that Leslie is a Buddhist and prefers her body to be cremated rather than buried. Frank angrily refuses and tells Ben he's ruined Leslie and that he'll have him arrested if he appears at Leslie's funeral. Ben informs the kids of her mother's death. He also tells them that their grandfather blames him for Leslie's suicide, and that they have been warned to stay away. The children are all shocked and devastated to learn of their mother's death, as they expected her to return soon. When Ben told them that she had committed suicide, a screaming Relian grabs a knife and readies himself to stab, enforcing Ben, cursing at him. He obviously blames Ben for his mother's death. Ben decides to remain at their home and tells the kids they won't go to their mother's funeral, telling them that everything will be just as before and they'll continue their daily routine. He sees how sad and angry the children are and thinks about his decision, and considers that Leslie's final wishes should be honored. The next day, Ben informs everyone that they're going on a mission to save your mom. The kids cheer and they get on a tricked-out school bus that they turned into a mobile home and journey to their mother's funeral. On their way, the kids encounter capitalist America, as described by their father. They exchange ideas and discuss commentary on how the country operates itself around capitalism and the purchase of goods. While looking for food, Ben decides to stray away from restaurants and fast food joints as they, according to him, don't sell real food. The family opts to hunt for game. They then decide to go to a grocery store for mission Operation Free the Food, which is basically shoplifting. After a successful poll, the family feast and Ben surprises the children with gifts of knives and other hunting equipment, as they're celebrating Noam Chomsky's birthday. The children, discounting Relian, are ecstatic as Noam Chomsky Day is the family's equivalent to Christmas. Relian expresses his anger and complains why they can't celebrate Christmas like everybody else. Relian is sick of their lifestyle and expresses his desire to be normal. Ben hears him out and asks him to place arguments on why they should celebrate a fictitious holiday instead of a real person with real accomplishments for the betterment of mankind. Relian is put on the spot but can't think of a good reason and walks away. They arrive at Ben's sister, Harper's house, where the family treats Ben and the kids to dinner. Harper, her husband, and their two kids are shocked at how Ben and the kids carry themselves. 8-year-old Ayla asked for some wine, with Ben branding her wishes. Harper is quick to stop him, but he argues that children in Europe drink small amounts of wine all the time, as it helps with digestion and isn't crack, to which Sayla asks what crack is. Ben also explains. The evening further gets worse when one of Harper's kids asked how Leslie died. Harper's husband Dave tries to explain it carefully, avoiding the detail about how Leslie killed herself, keeping it vague and only saying that she got sick. Ben interjects and bluntly informs everyone at the table, little kids included, that Leslie died because she had mental illness and had slit her wrists. Harper gets mad and leaves. Ben and the kids are left at the table and toast with wine to their mother. The following day, David and Harper express their concerns about how Ben and the kids are living. Harper argues that the kids' living conditions are not optimal for them. Ben counters that the children are being taught essential skills and knowledge like navigation, survival, and independence. Harper says that they have to attend a normal school to learn about the world. Ben then calls Jackson and Justin, Harper's kids who are in high school, and asks them about the Bill of Rights, of which they know nothing about. Ben then calls Zia, questions her on her knowledge of the Bill of Rights, to which she explains its importance and even its contents, impressing everyone. Harper concedes, saying they've proven their point. They leave and camp out in a trailer park where the eldest Bo meets a girl, Claire. It seems that this is Bo's first encounter with a girl, other than his siblings, and they get to know each other and end up kissing. Bo doesn't know what to say to Claire, with his knowledge consisting mainly of politics, anthology, and philosophy. It's quite apparent that Bo and Claire almost have nothing in common. Bo then monologues about how he spent the most wonderful time with Claire, even though they only spent a few hours together, and asks for her hand in marriage. Claire is extremely flattered and weirded out at the same time, but appreciates the gesture. In the middle of the funeral ceremony, the family arrives in flamboyant, colourful clothing, and then steps to the front, interrupting the reverend, and announces to everyone that Leslie was a Buddhist, practicing it as a philosophy and not a religion. He tells everyone that Leslie hated organized religion, and would have preferred to be cremated. The worst thing Leslie would have wanted was to be eulogized by someone who didn't even know her. Ben reads Leslie's last will and testament, where Leslie writes that she wanted her burial to be a celebration of life with music, singing, and dancing. He further says that Leslie wanted her ashes to be disposed of in a public location, to be flushed down the nearest toilet. Leslie's family is outraged and Leslie's father calls security. Before he could finish, Ben gets dragged away outside the church. Leslie's parents and the children meet for the first time in several years. Leslie's father Frank confronts Ben, telling him to leave his site at once. Frank has the police on standby and declares he won't hesitate to have them arrested. Ben and the kids are forced to back away, as the kids reason out that they'll be hopeless if Ben gets arrested. That night, Reliant reveals to Bo that he thinks he is dangerous, and he says that their mom had hallucinations and that it was their father drove her crazy. Bo denies the allegations, but Reliant calls him out, saying he thinks that Dad is so perfect. Disturbed by what Reliant revealed, Bo confronts Ben, showing him his admissions to Yale, Stanford, Princeton, Harvard, MIT and Brown. Ben takes it as betrayal, saying that he'd been going behind his back and lying, but Bo reveals that it was his mom who helped him. Bo remembers his interaction with Claire, and it's clear to him that he and the other children have been raised into freaks, with their knowledge only limited to books, knowing nothing of the real world and real experiences. Their knowledge is only limited to whatever Ben deems worthy for them to learn. Ben finds out that Reliant has run away, staying with Leslie's parents. Ben then tries to retrieve him, but Reliant refuses. Frank then calls the cops, so Ben backs away again, but sends Vesper in a covert operation to take Reliant. Unfortunately, Vesper fails, injures herself and is rushed to the emergency room. Vesper's medical results come back and they find out that she was millimeters from death. The doctor also informs Ben that Vesper's healthy and is actually quite strong for her age. A recovering Vesper, along with Ben and the other kids, temporarily move in with her grandparents and they spend some time bonding. After a while, Ben tells the kids that they'd be better off staying with their grandparents, seeing that he almost got Vesper killed, saying that he might ruin their lives, the way he unintentionally ruined Leslie's. He also reveals to them that moving out of the woods Ben thought was supposed to help Leslie heal, turns out did nothing to better her condition. Ben decides to leave the kids at the grandparents' care, with Frank reassuring him that he's making the right decision. Ben journeys away and sits at the campfire, but is shocked to see that all the kids have stowed away in the bus with him. Reliant tells Ben that he is only mad at him because he wishes he did more to help save her mother. Ben tells Reliant that he knows and wishes that he too had done more for Leslie. The two reconcile and the kids say they still want to continue their mission to appease their mother's wishes for the terms of her burial. The family takes Leslie's body and places flowers on her. The kids spend some time with their mother's corpse, caressing her and crying. They drive up to a cliff overlooking the ocean and build a funeral pyre. They give her a proper burial with lots of dancing, singing, music, and happiness. A celebration of life and its many cycles. They of course don't forget to flush her ashes down a public toilet. Bo departs for Namibia on a life journey, and Ben gives Bo some last-minute advice for his journey. Bo smiles and tells Ben that he already knows all of it, telling Ben that he had been raised well. The family ends up moving to a small wooden cabin, where they continue reading their books, exercising, training, continuing their fantastic life. Subscribe to watch more videos like this, turn on notifications and leave a like. It really helps the channel. Thank you for watching.